So, Jayne, is it okay if we get started?
Yes, that's fine.
Excellent. Thanks, Ms. West. So, folks, thank you so much for participating in today's webinar. The 5:30 webinar, we will not be joined by Doug today. I'll be able to talk in his stead a little bit about connecting your school server onto the XO. But we also have a special guest from Northern Queensland. So, Jayne, would you be able to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everybody. I work in Townsville. I've been in Townsville for a very long time, and I've been in the area of technology since about the year 2000. So currently I'm working at 3 different primary schools: Heatley Primary School, Aikenvale and Vincent. So they're all in a little triangle close together, which is handy. We have quite a number of XOs. At Heatley we have about 380 or 400. Same at Aikenvale, and Vincent has about 120. So all up there's close to 1,000 XOs there to manage, which is a bit of a job. I also manage iPads in those schools, so it's a bit of overflow of information when you're looking for apps. You can see what's on the Apple App Store and try it in Google Play and see if you can find them in there as well. We do all of our repairs and management on site at those schools as well. And yeah, quite a task.
Just a bit, over 1,000 XOs. So, Jayne, just on the job that you're doing at the moment as one of the main organizers, I just wanted to ask, what challenges have you had so far when you're trying to implement the XOs throughout 3 different schools?
A number of challenges. I think initially the challenge was getting all of the XOs reflashed and onto the Android system. So that took a little bit of time. In one of the schools that I'm at, we do have Wi-Fi in all of the classrooms. The other 2 schools, I thought they said they were getting it at the beginning of this year, but we still don't have it now, and I think it's been put off until next year. So not having Wi-Fi kind of cuts down a lot of what you can do on the XOs, not being able to get onto the internet and not being able to use certain apps that you would like because they require internet, and not being able to access the universe. So all of those challenges have meant that we've had to be a little bit creative in how we stack the XOs so that they're still very useful and usable for the classroom teachers and for the students.
Fair enough. And how did you manage to overcome them?
Quite a bit of fumbling around, I think. A lot of time. Yeah, because at the beginning of the year we just landed with the Android platform. It's like, oh, I wonder what this does, I wonder what that does, I wonder how it all works, and it's just been a bit of trial and error, and yeah, lots of hours. But what we've managed to do was to get a whole core of apps that would be suitable from prep up until year 6, so that teachers can use them for a range of purposes. So altogether we've looked at about 500 apps, I would say. Some of them are rubbish and we've since deleted. And yeah, every couple of weeks we go back on and say, okay, well, what do we need now? What are they learning in their classrooms? What apps might support or suit that? And we're continually looking for new apps to match our needs. So what we've done is we've saved those apps. We've mainly downloaded them through Google Play. I think there's an APK website which we've downloaded some through, but that's kind of a hit and miss. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. So mainly through Google Play and the app extractor, and then putting that onto USB, and then manually going around to every XO and loading the apps in through ES File Explorer.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we installed the apps for the preps, but the rest of the school, we thought, yeah, they're old enough for us to teach them how to install their own apps when they're ready for them. So we've got a core of apps that just sit there in a folder, and when they're ready to install them, they go in and do that. So kind of like an app universe, I guess.
Oh, fair enough. There you go. So Jayne, you've had your hand up for a little bit, but you've oh, okay. So you had to move rooms. That's okay. Never mind. So folks, the next question is pertaining the benefit of the XOs. So Jayne, as you said, one of the most difficult things is just flashing all of the XOs onto the most up-to-date version. How do you then how do you find that these XOs, now that they're Android, how are they impacting the students?
Well, I work on the techie side of things, but I also work in the classrooms with the students and with the teachers as well. And I can honestly say that all of the kids that I work with love the XOs. And it's wonderful to see the journey that they go through, because there's initial excitement at first, and then they go through the frustration of not being able to do things, and then they go into that lovely, calm, creative, collaborative space where everything is just working beautifully. So I think, you know, they're learning such important, crucial 21st century skills for learning, and it's just so motivating and engaging on the XO compared to pencil and paper. You know, the kids, I haven't seen that kind of engagement from pencil and paper tasks as what you get from kids being on the XOs. So yeah, they're very excited to use the XOs, and you know they've moved from, I guess when they first got the XOs, they were used to using them for entertainment mainly. So you know, the games, the click and let's see what it does. And it's nice now that they're using them for learning, that they're using them like a computer, and they're using them to create things. So that's what I like a little bit down the track, when you can actually see them settle into the XOs and use them for authentic learning tasks.
Perfect, perfect. All right. And you said that you're actually working with students as well. Could you tell us a little bit about your experience working with students with English as an additional language or dialect?
Yes, I work in schools with students from prep up to year 6, and with kids, EALD kids, and I guess working with them, we have a range of apps that we use for skill building, for like picture dictionaries. Actually, I probably should just scroll through this PowerPoint if I can. So Literacy Planet is a really good one for EALD kids. I'm not sure if you ladies have any experience with Literacy Planet, but I have not seen the depth and the range of content in any other app before. I think it's quite brilliant. In the schools that I'm at, we don't have a budget for apps, but Literacy Planet is one that we do subscribe to. You'd be mad not to. It's just got everything there. So we heavily rely on Literacy Planet. We don't use it through the app so much because we don't have Wi-Fi in a lot of the classrooms at the schools that I work in. So we use Literacy Planet, but we use it in the computer labs on the computers. So free apps, pretty much all we have for skill building, for creativity. For the EALD kids, the reading of the stories is a really good one. So we make sure that we have a whole range of stories from different cultures, and we encourage the kids to create their own audios and their own videos as well, so they can watch them back over and over again. As well, we have learning objects. So I'm not sure if you're from Queensland,
I think
ladies.
both Anne and Jane are from Queensland.
So I'm not sure if you're aware, if you're from Queensland, you have access to the learning place and all of the learning objects that are part of the learning place. So you can download those, you can put those onto the Exos and they'll run without Wi-Fi or anything, which is really great.
Cool.
Everything down on here. So the free apps that we've gone to source, there's things like Fun English, there's all your ABC, phonics and spelling. There's a Jolly Phonics book, which is really great. The kids absolutely love that because it goes through all of the letters and sounds and songs. So it's great to see them, you know, headphones on, singing along with all the Jolly Phonics. There's the DET Out and About Sight Words app. So learning English, there's picture dictionaries and things, and then into maths, all of your skill building for your number facts and Zeus versus the Monsters. I think that's a standard one that comes with that original build, doesn't it?
The literacy planet needed to be updated to the other one though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the original build does have the literacy planet built in. You just need to update it once you've got your internet connectivity up. Just go to App Universe and it'll update. You have the option to update it there for you.
Yeah, yeah. So I think our biggest challenge is not having the Wi-Fi and having to do everything manually. But on the last call, Doug was talking about some the ability to connect to the server, which is John will tell you about shortly. So that should take a lot of the manual effort out of it if we can connect that way until we get Wi-Fi, I guess. So I really like having all of those skill building apps there because it allows the kids to spend some independent time. It allows you to customise it to the needs of the students, and it allows multiple repetitions. So if they need to hear it or go through the app a number of times, they can do it at their own pace. It's individualised.
And I think that's one of the bigger benefits of having something like an EXO in front of them. They don't have to wait another week for the teacher to book the computer labs. It's something a lot more accessible for them to have, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's just amazing the things that you can have stored on the EXO that the students can start to work independently and work out where their weaknesses are, and they can build on those, choose those apps so that they can learn right at their level. I love that.
Cool.
So here are some of the creativity apps that we like, that we're using, and we do a lot of these whole class. So we'll introduce the app and do an activity around them as much as we can. We try and integrate it into the curriculum, not make it just a standalone. So we've got Lens to Create, which is that beautiful video recording app, that tutorial app. Pic Collage, which is another favourite of ours. That's also on the iPad. So we actually found that on the iPad first and went searching for it in Google Play, hoping that it would be here too. So it's really effective. You can create posters and invitations and all sorts of really good quality stuff. You can export it to a USB and it prints out like A4 size. Kids have been doing procedures for their assessment tasks using Pic Collage.
Wow.
Yeah, so the WPS Office is the next one that has your equivalent of Word and PowerPoint and Excel in it. And again, compatible with what's on your computer with the Microsoft stuff. So it's great that they can get in there and do as much as they can. They can save it to USB, put it into the computer, and format it if they feel that they need to after that. We haven't worked out how to connect to printers. Actually, I thought I saw the other day one of the XOs was saying that it was connected to a printer, but I didn't have time to test it out. I don't know if anyone else has connected the XOs to printers.
There was talk about having one connected in Campbelltown. We haven't verified it yet, but as far as we know, we don't offer the support for it. Main reason is, look, until Google actually makes an official module that we can say, yep, we've thoroughly tested it, we don't want to spruik something we're not able to support, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. So that's something I might test out as well. But if you don't have that availability, and I guess we won't use it too often anyway if we don't have Wi-Fi, you can do that to USB. So some of the other creative apps which are great because they teach important digital skills in such a fun way. The kids really love it. So the first one, the little green man with the red hat on, that's an avatar maker called Androidify. So the kids can dress him up, choose the shoes and the pants and the shirt and the hat and all the accessories. The next one, Face Changer, that's based on a photo of themselves. So they take a photo of themselves, dress it all up, and we use these as stimulus photos because lots of the curriculum in all of the year levels had character descriptions. So we thought, well, this would be really great if we go and use these apps to create a character, and then we can. It makes it so much easier to describe it when you've got a picture in front of you. Some of the drawing apps, some of the girls got really good in the Sketchbook Express, drawing lots of things. I saw some year ones the other day using that chalkboard drawing tool. We've had a lot of fun with the comic strip apps, so really good for storyboarding or for, just taking a photo and then having a speech bubble coming out, putting silly funny hats on and things, and you can use that as a stimulus for your writing as well. Book Creator, that's a popular one on iPads as well. You can get that on Google Play. You can get that working really well on the XOs as well. We've had even preps creating their own ebooks using Book Creator. So after probably 3 sessions, we've had them easily importing pictures, recording their voice and typing some text to create their own ebook. So that's brilliant.
That's really, really exciting.
Sorry?
That's really exciting that someone who has English as another language can say, yep, I've created a story, or I've actually done a comic book in a language that's not my native tongue, and improve that way in a fun and entertaining manner.
And it's really powerful when you have the audio there as well, and even when you have the text, because they can listen to it over and over and over again. So if they've been on an excursion somewhere, you take photos from the excursion, you record your retell of what happened in your excursion, and you can write a sentence as well. And if it's on their XO, they can just, they can read it every day. So, it's a great tool for learning.
Perfect. Now, all of these you said are free, correct?
All of these are free. With Book Creator, you get 1 book free, and then I think it's $3.99 or something if you want it for multiple copies. But yes, all of the others are free. So we've probably got another 100 of this kind of app. Got to the stage where some of the exos are saying it's full, so we have to go in and start deleting things.
You do know you can simply buy another SD card to plug in underneath it, don't you?
Ah, that's an idea.
So,
But yeah, if we've got 1,000 of them, that could be a bit costly.
yeah, exactly. Normally, what we've been
Yeah.
asking is for students to shell out about $10, and either they purchase one of those SD cards or they buy one of those USB sticks themselves. That
Ah,
Yeah, so you can't physically use the USB stick as an additional storage source, but the SD drive definitely you can use that.
oh, that's good to know. Yeah, we'll keep
Mm,
that one in mind. Yeah.
yeah, so there you go. All right, cool. So, did you want to talk about oh, we're not allowed to show the kids' work on comic strip. We haven't gotten permissions, did we?
No, we can always look down the track. I can get permissions and show that next time, perhaps.
Yeah, that would be really
Um,
good.
yeah, I've got a few work samples that the kids have done, but I would have to get permissions to show those. But we've
Awesome.
been doing, yeah, a lot of creative stuff around audio and drawing and photos and stuff like that. Mm. And for the EALD kids, but even for all kids, the preps ones, twos, we've put a whole heap of stories on. So if you go into Google Play and just put in nursery rhymes or fairy tales or whatever, there's millions of them there. So I downloaded a few, like Three Little Pigs, Beauty and the Beast, Jack and the Beanstalk, and Cat in the Hat was another free one. The Disney Kids Audio, that has actually, I don't even know how many, at least 25 Disney books for free. So it's just the audio that doesn't come with the pictures in that one. But the kids just love listening to their favourite Disney stories. And, that's particularly great for the EALD kids to hear the stories in English.
Mm-mm.
A lot of We've got some of the stories, some of the texts that they study as part of their curriculum, like Who Sank the Boat or the Rainbow Fish. We've got those in video storybooks. So they're on there so that the children can listen to those when they need to, as many times as they need to. So again, individualising it to the needs of the students. And we encourage them to create their own story so that they can watch over and over again. They all love hearing their own voices and the voices of their friends as well. So that last one there, I'm the Best, we had the pictures from the story and the children, I had 5 children and each of them acted as a different character and we created the book and then put the book onto the EXO, which is really cool. Some of the learning objects, I don't know how many learning objects there are, 1,000, 10,000, I don't know, but they're interactive flash objects, so you've got things like a 100 board and you can manipulate that in many ways. What I often do is put that up on the smartboard and we do it together. And then the kids can access it to do a lot of the manipulation themselves. So there's songs like 10 in Bed, there's Count and Colour, there's your skill and drill like your rainbow facts and things, and yeah, shapes, measurement, everything. It's just amazing.
Sorry, Jane, just for the uninitiated like myself, what exactly is a learning object?
A learning object is a flash object that when iPads first came out, a lot of people were really disappointed because they just found learning objects and started using them with their class, and then they got iPads and they said, oh, Flash won't work on iPads.
Mm-mm.
But do work on here. So they're little games that are interactive. So the 100 board up the top, I've just got a screenshot there, but you can input things into it and then see the result on the screen. So they're interactive little games. And because we don't have Wi-Fi at most of the schools that I work at, we want things that they can access that are educational that will work offline. And so these are perfect because you don't need Wi-Fi, you don't need internet for these.
Nice.
Yeah, so the the learning object there with the times tables, so the kids would tap on the screen, put the answer in, and it would mark it for them. So, and we've been encouraging kids that when you've finished a learning object, take a screenshot, and that screenshot will go into your picture roll as evidence that you've completed it and you've got it right. So you're building a digital portfolio at the same time of all of their work.
Nice.
So yeah, that's I think basically what we've been doing. A lot of the apps and a lot of the creative projects that we've been doing, I work with the students and I work with the teachers as well, and help them to plan to integrate the exos into their everyday working and learning.
Fantastic. Oh, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know about you folks, but when it comes to this, it does seem like there's a lot of a lot more items to cover, a lot more items to actually understand and that type of thing. So I just wanted to open the floor because there's a lot of information that Jayne just gave out. And Jayne, Miss Cummins, did you want to actually add something or make a comment? You can unmute yourself and or type on the chat box, and I will read it out. So any comments or questions, guys? I've unmuted both of you, by the way.
Oh, hi, John. It's Anne here. I'm pleased to know that I can access the learning place to get some of the learning objects off. I never realised that, so that's a good one to know.
Yeah, it was a big find for us. In the old system, we had learning objects running, and we just download them off the learning place. And you just need to download the SWF player from Google. And
right.
That allows
the SWF.
Yeah.
SWF player.
Yeah, it's an app. So if you go into Google Play and just type in SWF player, it's just a little white and red logo.
Right.
And that allows them to play. We tried it without that and none of them would play. And so, yeah, we just went searching and found the SWF player and bingo, works. It was great.
Now, Jayne, the same as that, you can extract all those. We have the same problem at our school with not every building is Wi-Fi, and I work in a prep classroom. So I can use App Extractor to transfer those to all the other XOs?
Yes, you can. So you can use App Extractor and do it via USB, or John's going to give you some information in a minute, which is so much better than the long way that I've been doing it. I don't know how long Doug's been holding on to that information, John.
Actually, I keep asking him, mate, you gotta share this, you gotta share this. Let me get it right first. Let me get it right first. Like, okay.
I'm hoping he just discovered it because it makes me want to cry that I've been doing it all the long way.
Hang on, Jayne, I've just posted 2 links on the chat. Miss McPherson, could you have a look at the chat box that just popped up? I should have 2, 2 posts there.
Yes.
Excellent. So if you guys can click on those, just tell us whether or not that's the SWF player you were looking at.
So it is. I'm just clicking on it now. It's not the first one that was there.
It's the second one. Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, we can. Um,
So it's yeah, that red one with the wavy red dots, that's the FWF player that will play them.
Miss Cummins just also had a comment, something along the lines of a orange card holder.
Hang on.
It was in a private message. So hang on,
Oh,
Jane, Miss Cummins, you're actually muted. So you muted yourself. I can't unmute you. So if you that's okay. If she wants to unmute herself, that's fine. Um, but so folks, what I wanted to share this time, hang on, Jane was asking how. So Jane, on your name, right next to your name, there should be a little icon that looks like a microphone, like a little green microphone with a red line through it. If you click on that one time, it's actually going to unmute you.
Hello?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yay! Sorry about that. Just a question to Jane. Jane, are you an orange card holder by any chance?
no, I'm not.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just curious how you're going about this all. So you've got excellent knowledge. That's all. So yeah,
Yeah, spent a lot of time.
yeah. No, congratulations. It's fantastic what you've done. So that's just my input.
Oh, a
Thank
lot of it's because I keep contacting John and his support team and saying, how do I do this? How do I do that?
Oh no, it's awesome. It's fantastic, and thanks for sharing those apps too. That's awesome. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you've got something out of that.
That's excellent. Okay, thank you.
Tremendous. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do now is just before we before we continue to the next bit, I just wanted to confirm any more questions you wanted to ask Jane at all. So we'll okay. So I'll quickly boot up my XO and get you guys going. So Jane, I'm gonna quickly take presenter rights now,
Okay.
and I shall show my screen. Screen number 2. Right. So what we're trying to do, folks, is we're trying to now connect to the school server. And why do we want to connect to the school server? Plain and simple. When you're connected to the school server, you have the ability to get files connected to your XO without the use of a cloud. So what does that mean? Each school has a server. They basically can store information, documents, folders for the teachers, for students, and you can, as I guess, you can also ask the executive for access to it, so you can actually create an infrastructure or like a set of folders inside it that you can store the uh, the classroom set there, and each classroom set has each student has a folder there. So, say for example, you want Louisa from 1C to complete her project and her Word document, upload it to the school server, to her folder on the server, and the teacher can double click on that folder and extract her homework, mark it, and leave comments, and then just email the student. Look, it's already marked. You can have a look at your results there. So it's a really easy way to connect to your school server using the pre-existing programs that we've got. Now I'm going to quickly show you Jane's colleague Pollyann Betts from I believe she's in Gladstone. So a little bit south of where you are, isn't it, Jane? My geography is horrible. I must apologize.
Yeah, yeah, it's about 800, 900 k south of here.
Yeah, so a weekend visit is out of the question.
So yes, Doug, who was on the earlier call, was showing how to connect to the server, which essentially is G Drive in Queensland. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
Okay, so Jane, I'm going to ask your help for this one as well because I believe you and Polly spoke, and it was I couldn't follow because I didn't have that infrastructure. So I'll quickly show everyone what I know. So on ES File Explorer, which is this app here, if you tap that one time, you'll be able to see this option called Network right there. Okay, so if you tap Network, you'll be able to then see other options like network, LAN, cloud, blah, blah, blah. For you to connect to your school's server, you need to then go to LAN, tap it one time, and then you have to go down to the menu below and press New. And this is to get started, right? This is to get started. Okay, so the domain name, I know here in New South Wales, it's DETNSW. I'm not sure what it is for Queensland. What would it be in Queensland, Jane, you reckon?
It's QD to X.
Oh, right, yeah.
So capital Q, capital DETA -X, yep.
Yep. And Jane, for yourself, I think it's North Queensland, so it's NORQLD, is that right?
NOQ.
Oh, okay, NOQ. NOQ, and then quite a few numbers there. So the server details, guys, you can easily obtain by talking to your IT help desk from either your local education IT help desk, or if you'd like to do it yourself, what you can do is you can go to your folder. Hang on a sec, folks. Let me see if I can see my network folder here. Nope, network discovery is turned off. So basically, I'm going to show you my folder. So you can just go Documents and then right-click on the folder, and you can actually see the properties of that, and you can look at the sharing properties of it. So I'll do that again from the start.
Wow.
Go to your Windows Explorer. This is on your PC. Go to your Windows Explorer, locate a folder you'd like to identify. So in this case, I'm going to identify Webinar. Right-click Properties, go to Sharing, and you can actually see the settings, the path, and in some cases, the IP address of your folder. So in your context, go to your PC at work, go to the collaboration folder or the G drive, right-click one of the folders there and go to Properties, possibly your folder, right-click that one and go to Properties, and you'll be able to see the network path, which is this. Okay, and why is that important? Well, that's important because what you can do from there is you can then use that very same information to input on this little tab here. Now, what's going to protect undesirables from accessing that sensitive information? Because you also have your username and password.
So that would be your Miss username and password in Queensland.
Yep, there you go. There you go. So, and once that's done, you can click Display As, so folder name or server name, and then click on OK, and that's going to eventually show the collaboration folder or the G drive folder for your school. So I'll get that organized one more time. Let's get started from the start. Okay, here we go. By going to your G drive, go to a folder, hopefully your folder, right-click, Properties, and you can find Sharing as one of the options there, and you can find the network path. So however you get it, you can go to, as long as you find the path, that's the most important thing, because it's that path that tells the EXO where you want to go. Okay, now that we know that bit of information, go back to ES File Explorer. So this is ES File Explorer, this app right here. When we get onto ES File Explorer, what we need to do then is go to Network, tab it one time. Once you're in Network, go to New. Oops, not network, sorry. Go to LAN. Let me start again. I apologize, folks. So let's get started. Number one is going to this network here. Make sure you're in the correct tab. Number two is make sure you select LAN, LAN. And then number three, press new. And you can then type in your domain name, your server name, username, password, and you can put a display for the folder. So that's basically it, guys. And the benefit of that is, say for example, you've extracted a whole bunch of apps. You really like what Jayne has to say about the files, so the programs that she's using for her students. And what you can do is you can extract the apps that you like and copy it. So press and hold until you see the little aura. Press the copy button down there. Once that's copied, all you need to do is go to the destination. In this case, say for example, I'm going to go to one of my local area network and then just paste once you've arrived at your destination. I know that's a bit rough and ready, guys, but it is a bit difficult for me to make screenshots of it because I don't have a school server to log on to. And I hope that if you do have any issues, Doug did volunteer to talk you through it, and his details will be on the One Education forums. Like, I'll post the necessary links so you can scaffold your learning to be able to do that yourself. But that's basically it, folks.
And John, I think the true power of what Doug was saying was then the children would go into that location on the server and they could download the apps onto their XOs if they were connected wireless. So I think the thing that holds us back is we don't have Wi-Fi. But if all of the kids brought their XOs down to the library and we had them connected to Wi-Fi, then we could connect to a G drive and they could download the apps that way rather than having to do it all via USB, I guess.
And the benefit of that is because it is wireless, it's going to go through the devices all at the same time. And because you have it on your local network, not the internet, it's going to be quite more efficient in terms of dispersion. So the kids can receive those files a lot better and a lot more efficiently than downloading it individually from the internet. There you go. All right, teachers, look, that's the rough and ready synopsis of what we spoke about for an hour and 20 minutes last time. But any questions about connecting to the school server so far, Anne or Jayne? All good?
No, that's excellent. Thank you.
Awesome.
All good. Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Cummins. So how are... Sorry, Anne, I just talked over you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, thanks.
Sorry.
So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to going back to school and trying, all of those new things that I learned today. That's really great.
Sorry, Anne. I didn't quite catch that. The audio seems
I
to...
just said thanks very much.
Ah, cool.
Thanks.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, my my audio seems to be cutting out at this time. I'm so sorry, guys. We had a big issue with GoToWebinar cutting the platform unceremoniously last session. So, but folks, uh, I think Annie, if you wanted to type some, I think it'll be best if you just type it, and I'll read it to everyone because. Man, technology can be your best friend or your worst enemy, I swear.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, yeah, I'll have to get in and have a look at the forum and see what new stuff is in there.
So Jayne, do you think you'd be able to get the PowerPoint that you've just sent us?
Yes, I will. I'll also upload the full list of apps that I have. I just didn't think there was enough time in this session to go into a great deal of detail. So I'll upload the full list as well so people can go through and have a look and see what the name is and what the all of the skills and areas that each of the apps covers. I'll
That'd be
post
great.
that.
All right. So,
Save them.
sorry, Jayne. Excellent. So, folks, the previous webinars can be found at the website that I just linked. So, if you can kindly just click on that real quick, and you'll be able to find the uploaded versions of the webinars. So, it was really exciting. Last week, we had our special guests talk about engagement and basically talking about how your oh goodness. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear
All
you.
right, good, cool. Sorry. So we also spoke about Google
Yes.
Classrooms. Oh boy. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, if you'd like to have a look at the previous webinars, just have a look at that link. Just click on it one time, and you'll be able to see the what we did there. So this webinar is also recorded, guys. And what we're going to do is, as soon as we're finished, I'm going to upload it to YouTube, as well as the links for Doug's contact details, so he can speak to you about connecting to the internet, sorry, connecting to your school server. And as soon as I get those details from Jayne, I'll upload them as well. So
Lovely. Thank you.
awesome. All right, folks, have a lovely evening. Enjoy yourself and be safe. And see you next week.
Thank you very much. It was excellent.
Thanks, Jayne. Thanks, Jayne. I'll see you later, Anne.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.